development and deploying the AI models, which may require thousands of dollars in investment. So how you guys?
Analytica, and we as a company we grow as a startup, and like most of you guys are working, all of you are working in Finova technology. I think the experience is kind of same as well, right? So I think Nomraz has a question. Nomraz, you want to say something?
Yeah, thank you, Roshan, for letting us know your journey. And I have a question regarding the how the startup like us can have the advantages of AI. Let's say, for example, currently the increasing cost associated with development and deploying the AI models, which may require thousands of dollars in investment. So how you guys as a startup effectively leverage to build such models?
All right. So thank you so much, Nomraz, for coming up with this question. So it's actually a problem for us as well because we have to work on like limited tokens when it's about like AI, because the thing that I told you guys about like building a chatbot for a system for small businesses, right? So we need to work with very limited tokens because AI is out there, but it's very expensive. So right now, what we do is, we still look into that. As you guys have noticed, the chat GPT also has came up with like $500 like premium subscription or something like that, right? So for us, what are we planning to do as AI is being more and more expensive, like uh, in terms of uh, like taking someone else's resources and working by yourself. So what we thought about doing is right now, like having our own session, having our own like server where whether we could use like two or three computers and taking that as a completely like using those computers like powerful computers by building ourselves and having able to like do by ourselves, not to rely on those big industries, because you could easily get like a really good hardware these days, graphics card. I think if you have heard like I think last week or so, Nvidia announced like very powerful set of hardwares for just like a very cheaper price, right? So that's what I would suggest for any startup or anyone who is trying to do something like integrating or deploying business models or running it for like hours or days rather than going with any big tech companies. If you start building by yourself, I think you're gonna reduce the cost, and also it will be best option for you guys. That I'll say. That's what we are planning as well. Thanks so much. I always say, yeah.
That was your interesting journey we got to hear. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Do you guys over there use any kind of development agent?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, what are your views on development agent?
Agents, yeah, that's a very interesting topic because agents or AI agents are, as you like to call it, is gonna be a big thing in 2025, as I like to think that way, because I think for a time period, AI became a hype. Now I think it's still a hype, and it's going to be there for a while. And I think the next thing is about AI agents and stuff, because like moderating between uh, two different things, coming up with an agent, it's such a good approach. I think if things goes right, we might come up with an AI that streamlines the services for small businesses within UK and the customer for them. Yeah, I think AI agents are there to stay, I would say.
I was referring more about the development agent that can solve the part of junior developer. Have
Oh,
you heard
right,
of Bolt?
right. Yeah.
Have you
So
used that?
we yes, for that we use Cursor, and we use Chat GPT as well, because
Okay.
initially we uh, as me and Anjan were the only developers like working on it before hiring anyone. So we use those things, and yeah. So I think it's great to use those platforms because they're there to help you guys, right? So it's a good thing to use those as well. But keep this in mind, like you don't just rely on those AI platforms. Like you need to know like the processes and what goes behind and everything else as well. Yeah. So if you could leverage the AI tools to build up or scale up your thing, that's a good thing. Yeah. Yes, Norris, go on.
So building AI models itself is a costly process, right?
Right.
So it requires lots of cash to burn
Right.
for the R&D purpose only, not for the products.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is the landscape of current investment companies in the UK? Are
Right.
they really ready for this? I mean, taking a risk to invest in the startup, especially for the AI startups.
Right. So, as I told you before, I think as I have mentioned, like AI is something that the investors are looking for. Like each and every company out there, if you see, uh, they all talk about AI these days. I think, and investors these days are very keen to invest on like uh, good AI product if one could deliver. For example, let's say there was this company called Jebek who used to dispense salary every second rather than waiting for a month, right? So about that, if you have a good enough idea and if you could pitch it properly to the investors, I think you might get a good funding as well. So that's what we are planning to do. I think after a month or two, even we, as to flourish in UK, we need funding ourselves because we cannot rely on the money that we make. So for that, our ties has been with our university, and they are planning to help us with the funding and stuff. But again, it comes like what product you have, what problem are you solving. So all these factors like is actually necessary to go up to the investors itself. Yeah. Hope I answered your question, or did I miss anything?
I think you have answered. So I have another question as well.
Go on.
So what is the future of blockchain is going to be? Since due to the recent development of AI and LLM models, so it has been in a shadow, right? So what is the current landscapes of the blockchain technology in the UK and the Western markets?
Right. I think for the blockchain, it's not as hyped as AI, as you like to call it, because it was coming up around 2021 or 2022, because it was all getting hyped up like Web3 and everything else at that point. But now it's not a bit hyped. But if you are into blockchain, you'll get hired easily these days. Like unlike if you're a software developer, like because the entry point is like very hard, right? I think blockchain is going to stay. It will stay. It has to stay because the new next thing, or like it apparently is. The Yeah, I think even though it's in a shadow for a bit or for a while, I think if you want to do something within blockchain itself, I think it might go there. It might not come up as you like to call it, like we all been waiting for like a browser moment that happened with the Internet 2.0, right? So that's what we are waiting. If that happens in coming days, I think the blockchain gonna go like massive, right? And if you guys into blockchain and stuff, I think you get hired easily because the market is out there at the moment, yeah. Because not many people are into that as of now. Yeah.
What is the context of UK?
I think even within UK, I'd call it the opportunities are there for the blockchain itself. Yeah, are there. But it's not mainstream. But if you wanna pursue a career in blockchain, I'll say it's a good time. Yeah, Abhishek.
Do you think the situation over there, the community, the tech community over there is prepared to navigate the stringent AI related regulation such as GDPR regarding data usage, privacy and transparency?
Uh, it's a good question that you raised about GDPR and stuff. Because even when we are like coming up with projects or ideas, like we have to think about like the European standard GDPR compliance and stuff. I think it's gonna like they have to adapt with that eventually because it's the next thing, the AI and stuff. So I think they will the government and everybody has to come up with a like alignment, come up in an alignment and to uh work around their progress towards like better way to solve things.
Also, have you got time to read the general data protection regulation regarding AI?
I have read a bit, but I think I need to we as a company had to do a lot of research on that as well. Yeah,
Because this was recently surfaced when MKBHD's video was generated by AI
right.
and it was resurfaced again.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
what are your views on that? Ethical views? Do
so
you think the
yeah.
IT market is ready for that? For those kind of
So I think about the data protection and stuff. Like the big companies are not gonna do it. They're not gonna exploit the things because they are very concerned about the GDPR compliances and the protecting individuals because yeah, because they don't want to get sued for like something else, and they're backed up by a lot of lawyers as well, right? And I think for learning and other purposes, it's okay, I'd say, because still the main question that comes is about ethical concerns, right? So what's ethical concern is like very subjective to every individual, and I think if you're doing it for the purpose of learning, it's okay, that I would say. But I would not want to put things to mainstream or like be an anonymous user and to put out things that are not uh, owned by me or someone else. Yeah. Hi, Levi. Go on.
Can I ask about what areas of our software development process could benefit most from automation and AI? Like,
What?
can
Yeah,
you have
go on.
some ideas?
Can you repeat the last part? What you said?
Like, what areas of our software development process could benefit from automation mostly, considering the landscape of our company and all of that?
Right. I think about that. I think the development phase, the uh, front end part, if that makes sense, the front end development itself. I think because with the Cursor and with Devon and the Chat GPT, I think they have made it really easier for anyone who is trying to create an application itself. So I think for the front end part, one could leverage AI tools and scale up their like development tasks like rapidly.
All
If that
right, thank you.
answers
And
your question.
also, how can we ensure like ethical AI practices while enhancing UI and UX, considering front end part? Like, how can we consider what kind of data that are provided from AI are ethical to use
I think
or not?
so Levi, I don't think I would worry much about like front end stuff because as a front end developer or a designer or a UI UX designer, you look at inspirations and you come up with your own, right? So even before developing, you're like a UX designer does a lot of research and to make sure like he or she does not get any flagged for like using someone else's content. So as a developer, I don't think there will be a problem about like just leveraging the tools, as long as you're not copying someone else's work like entirely. Does it make sense, Levi?
Yes,
Yeah,
that pretty much makes sense.
yeah. Abhishek, yeah, go on.
okay, I was reading the text as well.
Oh, okay, sorry,
I
sorry.
will, I will ask you my question.
Yeah.
Is Cubic Analytica using any kind of AI tool right now?
AI tools to develop, you mean, right?
To
So
develop, to brainstorm, to deploy any kind of for any
yes, yes,
process?
we use the premium version of Chat GPT. So that's what we use, and we have given our interns the access of like ChatGPT as well. But as we want to reduce the cost as well, so everyone shares the same account. Like that's what we use at the moment. And Anjan and I are uh, like testing Cursor and to see how it works before giving the access to our like interns. And also at some point we were testing the blackbox.ai as well, but we didn't like the result that much. So we stopped using that. So right now we use ChatGPT mainly, the premium version of it, and uh, Cursor at the moment. Yeah.
What do you use it for mostly? ChatGPT.
So ChatGPT for what we do is for our BDE users is like business development executive to analyze the business itself and how the new features gonna work or not, like uh, and about summarizing things. That's that thing. And also our developers use that to debugging, especially, right? So anytime you get stuck somewhere, if you just ask ChatGPT like what's the problem, or like why this is not happening, or like some error that you face, it could actually give you a better reason than just googling on Google and ending up in different forums. I think mostly we use it for debugging purposes, and other than that, for the business use, it's there as well. Yeah,
Too bad we just had debugging session yesterday,
right.
right, Orzab?
How was it? How did it go?
Yes, we did. We just used the VS Code default debugger and some DAP terminologies. That was
Nice,
not that
nice.
complex.
That's some good stuff.
I
Yeah,
think
but
yeah,
old
we
stuff.
can write in
And
10 minutes, but we have to debug for 50 minutes, even with the premium version of ChatGPT. Have you tried Sora AI?
I have not. I'm not yet, but I think in future I'll love to.
For videos, have you used any kind of video generation tool?
A video generation tool? No, no, I have not. No, not yet. But I have used. No, it's a different thing. Midjourney.ai, but they don't do the videos. I think. At least what I've
No, no, they
used.
don't.
Yeah,
Instead of Midjourney, I think you can use Stable Diffusion if you have
Stable
strong
Diffusion.
PC.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I haven't tried that,
In,
but yeah, because they all require the subscription, right? So
no, no, no. No, for Stable Diffusion, we can run it locally, but we need strong PC. We
right,
can even train our model, or we can find trained model. We can run 4, 5 trained model. We can run them simultaneously as well.
right, good stuff.
But that will require too much of computation power.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try that.
Maybe to try.
Yeah.
Also, you were saying something.
just that that is a good stuff, the VS Code debugger, but it's quite old now because everybody's using AI right now.
Right. But it's a practice also, like whatever it is, it's in that standard. Like if you know like certain thing how to do certain way, like for example, it's about like knowing one programming language. It's easier for you to like adapt to like a switch or pivot to different programming languages as well. So it's a good thing. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
I think
thank you.
there's one question in chat as well.
No, sorry. What is what news to becoming? I'm just on the machine learning signature. What news to becoming? Can you elaborate that a bit, Bikram?
So yeah, so you see people are now so engaging in different AI jobs like so data analyst, machine learning, cloud engineering. So but in future, I guess there will be more job coming in AI. So can you tell me about what could be those jobs?
Like coming jobs in terms of AI in future. You talking about like what could be a next job like AI in AI?
New jobs, not just only machine learning, data analyst, some new jobs that could be
So
in the AI field.
I'm not quite sure what it could be. Uh, I think the all the domains that we have already, like from video editing to a different set of things, I think it could be something around that, and it just uh, no, I don't know, like making things easier or smoother. I think the job around that would be like be a be able to use AI tools properly to create something, you know? Yeah,
Also, one job I can
Prompt
say
I
is
cannot
creators.
tell
prompt
you
engineering.
exactly like what could be in the future though. Pardon?
Prompt engineering could be one
Prompt engineering is already there.
Prompt creator.
That's one of the thing. Yeah,
because it takes quite a skill to write good prompt to generate something nice.
right, right. It could be that. Yeah, yeah. For example, if you want to create a video, like you should know like how to describe the scenario, the background, and other stuff as well, like properly and stuff. Yeah, Norris, go on.
Yeah, I agree with what Abhishek had just said. So I don't think AI will generate a completely new job in the market.
Right,
So it will make easier to do the jobs. And if you are talking about the what is the upcoming AI models, then I can guide you a little bit. So current the trending topic is about the explainable AI. So the next topic is RAG models, that is retrieval augmented generation. So those could be your new models for the AI in the upcoming future.
right. Also, I think on Nauraz teaches AI, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so Nauraz is someone, I think he's very close with you guys as well. So if you have any questions about AI, Nauraz is a guy to ask as well. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any more questions or yeah, Roshan, go on. Rohan,
Hi,
Roshan.
it's not exactly related to AI or tech, but it's more of a philosophical question. Like with AI and LLM models in rise in this context, so I'm like a bit worried about this illusion of knowledge, like similar to how like social media impacted our like attention span. I'm worried that like we use quite actively, proactively use AI for for everything we do in our life, be it homework or be it our development process. I'm a bit worried that we may like completely uh, like get separated from our old path of gaining knowledge and like get attached to this quick path like of this and so I'm worried about this thing like this illusion of knowledge, like we are sort of like learning but it's not actual learning like kind of thing. So do you have any opinions on that or any views?
Right, right, Roshan. About that, I think I could relate to you as well because we always try to find an easy way out when it comes about like different things. But I, I think for you, I think you have to be self-aware enough to know that like whether you're actually learning something or not, right? So there's like whatever you said makes me worry about things at some point as well because even sometimes when I get lazy or don't want to invest my time much. I just do chat GPT it and just see the solution. But I'd say the best approach or like to actually know things, how it works, you need to be aware of like what you're doing or if that's actually increasing your skills or not. Yeah. It's a good question that you raised. So that's how I feel about it.
I also believe, but if there is tool to use, we should use it.
Yeah, yeah, of course we should use it, but
We
what
should not perpetually depend on it, but we can use
yeah,
it
yeah,
to
exactly.
leverage our task. It saves time, effort. Navraz, do you have any contrasting views on this?
Yeah. My basic concern is that firstly we should focus on the fundamentals. So we should focus on the algorithms, and once you understand the algorithm, then we should scale up your working habits or your productivity with the help of AI.
Right.
Uh, yeah.
At the end of the day, these are tools helping you grow, but again, you have to make sure like you know like what you're doing as well because in development you don't remember everything each and every thing but you remember the steps and you know what to follow and you work along as you go, right? So there's that. Thanks, Roshan. Yeah, obviously, go on.
Like there is one niche of market, those say that proprietary software, those technologies should be hidden from the normal users,
Mhm.
like the know-how things of those. And there is another thought of philosophy which says that AI should be transparent. So what is your stance on trade-off between AI transparency and maintaining proprietary technology?
I believe I think AI and the work of that should be transparent. It has to be uh, because as I think some of you have raised a question about the ethical concerns of AI, like a few moments ago, and other things as well. So for me, I think It should be transparent. Yes, that consider it because even I think Abhishek also mentioned about like anti like something, and there's this Indian actress like who's they changed the face and did something with basically there. So by taking these small things into consideration, I believe it should be transparent. Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yes, Bikram.
Yes, Mr. Roshan sir. So have you worked with LLMs and small language models?
Yes. So basically, for our initial clients, what was the name of the client? So anyways, Margarita cleaning services and for like Eco Broom services, what we did is we used a small language model and we trained with whatever the information they have given us, and we put it in the system, and we have done it. Yes, we have used SLMs. We call it LLMs, but actually we have used SLM to do things for them because again, the large language model gonna cost us a lot, and the tokens that we could only offer the small scale as well. So that's what we have done it recently. So I wanted,
So my point is,
yeah, I go on.
so there are 123 languages spoken in Nepal,
Right,
right?
right,
So I think now we need AI not just to speak multiple languages, but to preserve multiple languages as well.
right.
So what is your view on this?
Preserving multiple languages by using AI, you
So
said, right?
yeah, so using small language model.
Right. We could,
Also, Roshan, your project was language translation, right? College project. Hello,
So
Roshan.
I think so there are so my point is so there are 123 different languages spoken in Nepal, right?
right,
So most of them are now not in use properly.
right.
So in order to preserve those languages, we need AI.
We could use that.
So what
We
is your
could use AI as a tool to do such things because uh, if you could, it's an I mean, it would be a great job to do because I remember searching about the Neva language, the Neva alphabets, because I was into like want to try Nevari a bit through the internet, and I could not find a place where I could go and like learn Nevari as a Hindu guy, or like as a non-Nevari person. So it's a good idea if someone could actually come up with those things, and yeah, could have that. That would be something I'd love to see, and I'd love to practice those things as well. Yeah,
Yeah, of course, AI will definitely help on that, but some of the languages that you have mentioned that we have 123 languages spoken in Nepal, but only two languages has the font to digitize the language to in the written form on the computer, right? So first we have to make a font for the every languages to accept all the grammars and everything. And then once the language is digitalized, then we can obviously leverage the context of AI for the various tasks like machine translation and other classification or any other sentiment analysis purposes. So there is a model called low resource language optimization model in AI. So you can use the vanilla transformer. You can modify it according to the data set you have in the low resources language, and you can train it. So yeah, you can work on it. So uh, even though I was talking about 101 language does not have the font to write on, what we can do is that we can transliterate. So we can transliterate either into the pretty font or into the other English font, and then we can leverage the AI technologies.
so for that, the amount of work is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that all, or any more questions? Or How do you want to proceed now? Yes, Levi.
Like how safe internet is not allowed for certain keywords, like some and not safe for work keywords. Yeah. So, do you really think AI training keywords will be or should be a barrier or obstruct for some forbidden content to be generated, like a certain pattern of words that should not be used or should be forbidden to be generated by the AI in the future? Because as of now, like I don't think there is such any kind of obstruction for that thing.
Right. So about that, a lot of AI models has been trained in like thousands, if not like millions of data sets, right? So among those, there has to be like lots of the certain words, certain images that one might want to exclude, right? For that, uh, if you open Midjourney or even ChatGPT or even like other photo creation platforms, like they have to use certain words so that the user does not see certain type of images, right? Again, one could like while generating, so the people on the engineering team has to make sure like uh the whoever the user is accessing or like whatever the content to not get certain type of images or the graphics content or like any sort of text, right? So I think for that, the person who's working behind it are hiding certain things, like not showing that to a user. But again, I think it might come up the concern about like free speech and like being able to or wanting to see certain type of images or graphical content as well. So for your question to answer it, the companies for example, in ChatGPT, so they don't allow like certain. You might want to try to bypass certain words, but they are what they're trying to do is they are trying to like avoid those kind of things, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I mean, these like AI in this current era use every kind of pictures, words, audios, and all of that. So there might be some explicit content as well
Right.
to
Yes.
train the model. So that's why I asked all of
So
this.
so
Like,
uh,
will there
while
be
training the models,
um,
they have
will there be some
yeah.
content that cannot be used for training for the AI model
Right.
in the future? But I mean, I think it's better to use all of the available pictures to for a better generation. I mean, I am contradicting myself, but still, can you have an opinion on this
Yes,
one?
I think they already use like a lot of every images that they could find on the internet. But I think while showing the results to the user, they filter out things because I think there was this podcast by on Lex Fridman where there was a guy who built like multiple startups like which each and every month he was doing like one startup based on like AI trends or pictures. For him, he mentioned about like initially he was getting some like explicit contents, but that's what the user does not want to see that. So that's why he had to filter out some things, filter out some keywords or filter out some images to show the user like the appropriate pictures, so called. Yeah. Abhishek?
Not only NSW content, but there is some kind of BS regarding political correctness with ChatGPT and other LLMs.
Right.
Have you faced any kind of such things?
Not as of now, no. It's enough.
You can prompt it to create some kind of jokes against white, but you cannot prompt it to create jokes against black. That is kind of political correctness.
Right.
That is some BS.
Right. So
Like
we
that.
happen to see that with Gemini as well, because when I think you guys all know about that, like when someone asks about generating the picture of Shakespeare, or like someone like an ancient time from like French guy or someone, he was generating a image of a black person, like which is not true at all. And like whenever it told to prompt out, for example, like a black family it was showing like for mom, dad, and son and a daughter. But for when asked to generate a white family, it was saying like I can't do so, or like there was some disconnect between that. So yes, there's like a whole of these like work thing as well, and the all sort of other political things. Yeah, it's also like at the end of the day, it's being regulated by humans, and about how they think and how the world is, how the majority of world works. I think they have to find a common ground somewhere to come up with something, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I think I have to go like within 5 minutes if that's okay, because I have another session as well. Or we could fast forward this. Abhishek,
I think we are done with the questions.
is there any more or
If we have any questions on the floor, we can address it now. If not, we can end the session.
I think this is it.
I think we don't have any more questions.
Yeah.
Okay, Roshan, thank you once again for providing this wonderful informative session.
Thanks, Abhishek. It's a pleasure as well. Pleasure and honor. Thanks, Norris, as well, and thanks everybody.